Astropelt is an exploded planet that used to have the name of Tiamat before even Earth existed. You have Mercury, Venus, and then you have Tiamat. Earth wasn't here yet. Tiamat had 2 moons and probably had more than 1 moon, more than the moon we have now. Mars could be backtracked to astrophysics, was probably orbited much more larger planet, but it had an orbit that looked so weird. You have Mars, a habitable moon, Tiamat, and the moon in 7 tablets of creation, and get impacted by another object which was orbiting another star. A repetition of Cryptid. I'm telling you about the solar system in which we're gonna take us to the DNA of the gods. This is the most powerful machine that it existed in the sacred of the universe. And so what still was okay with some people is here. And the Igigi built more and more than 2000 years, while we was already here. And just indigenous people, nothing advanced at that time. And there was just animals. And Gigi get pissed off. And 2 different stories came and time periods came, but it's same. Exactly what is the Igigi part of the Anunnaki that came with the Anunnaki, that they are workers. If I'm gonna go and buy a huge plot of land, I need an engineer. So engineer will say, we need stonemasons and we need electricians. Those were people that know how to do structure based on the instructions of the blueprint. And those people were builders. They were Anunnaki. Anunnaki does not mean that they are all one race or people. They were people who came from heavens to earth. Anyone who comes from space is an Anunnaki. The civilization on earth is Atlantic, but they come from different planets and stars, which means they more likely mixed race and people. And we have evidence and proof of this. DNA. Some of them got pissed too much. We're working too hard. We want a break. We want some relief from that. We want women. They were pissed off. They didn't have any women. And this Son of God came from heaven, from Mars to Earth in Genesis, and they took women with them back. But in the Sumerian tablets, you get the full story where they go to Adam's counter and they encircle the camp of God. And the head of Anunnaki, the head of the Anunnaki, and they were ready to throw war with Enki and Lil, and Enlil, and everything was tense. And they said, we're tired of doing that labor. We need a break, because Adam was where of the gold lines discovered. That goes back to 2000, more than 200,000 years. Like our creation, we were slaves. They needed worker. The Anunnaki needed the gold on earth. After they were a big reason of creating it. But everything comes from a divine spark, even though these gods, they never claim that they are the God, the ultimate source. There's always the creator. There's no being extraterrestrial, even from the one who were responsible of creating our universe, because there's 2 universes. And in some religion, in their books, they say God is the owner of the 2 universe. Then there is a universe before us, which 50 million years advanced, technological than where we are. So, back to the DNA of the gods. Rosicrucianism. That's fascinating. There's people apparently that are able to, some people like Kundalini yoga, some people through meditation, some people they have ritual that they practice. They try to tap in to a whole nother realm. And some people are attributed to creativity, and some people they claim that they think of problems before they go to sleep, and then they go to sleep and they meditate and they are happy and they come through solving those problems and tapping into other layers of consciousness. And it's all very parallel to this idea and religion that called Rosicrucia. Rosicrucia have a basement taking of concepts of ideas of ancient religion and mystery teaching. In the ancient mystery schools, they really taught this, understanding that there is book of life. What is this book of life? They talk about it in the Emerald Tablets. 38,000 years ago in the Emerald Tablets, the book of life is this field of energetic field that stores all information in brains thinking. We can connect EGTs to our heads. Why? How? Our thoughts believing our skulls in the form of a light waves. Listen, why it's important to raise your vibration? Because everything in the light spectrum of a high consciousness knowledge is connected, while your high vibration is connected in the universe, so you can observe it, so you can get downloads. They call them spiritual downloads. What are these? What are they? They are in the conscious and they are already in the universe, but you cannot see, and your vibration is totally different than its vibration. That's why it's needed to raise up your vibration. There's something called spiritual technology, which is extraterrestrial use it as they don't talk a lot like us. They use it as they communicate through telepathy and telekinesis, and like they tell you everything, just like they don't use words and letters. Spiritual technology is like there's I've seen on their website a spaceship they found it up. They realized that the technological screen works on the thoughts, like you say in your mind, like activate this, it will activate this, will activate. Then it tells you that there's a connection that you don't see with your consciousness, with your spiritual technology. They were able to connect it to their spaceship. So this is also, we are emitting light wave. And which way it's right and leaves its action piggyback with data. The data of your consciousness piggyback on the top of the light wave of the skull. Just like in the cell phone, a microwave, a light wave coming to my phone right now. And on that microwave, because the signal of the phone is microwave, it's going to the tower onto your phone. Same that concept that brain works. We're sending and receiving information all the time by piggybacking light waves in our life. So now into the space-time, they on the energetic grid. We are currently here. There's no way to get rid of them. So what if your mind entangles with information in the field from somebody else's thought? If you had the capability to go quantum entangled in the frequency, you can actually discern the information that cut, and you can get knowledge. And science and neuroscience, brain doesn't create consciousness. Brain doesn't create consciousness. These ideas of downloading is real. Telekinesis, when you take this, courses online about this stuff, like I did, everything spirituality. It's called spirituality by neuroscience. By neuroscience, spirituality backburns by neuroscience, because the science is It's the background explaining what's happening in our spiritual side. So what's to go together, not to be separate. So now we're understanding in the quantum field. The quantum field in the mathematic is literally explaining spirituality. And spirituality is a result of what's happening in the quantum field. When you separate it, it's lost. When you put them together, you get the answers. Yes. Universities, college, schools, government, they call it a forbidden knowledge. But once you tap into it, ain't forbidden anymore.